Now, as we read earlier, that there were two children, Maya and Nishad, brother and sister. Both were trying to solve a mystery regarding a person, Mr. Nath, who was staying in the hospital of their mother, clinic of their mother. So they both are trying, and one day what happened, when their schools were about to reopen, due to monsoon, due to heavy rain, they got sudden holiday. Means they had to stay at home. So what did Maya start doing? Now she started making notes as we read in first part. I wrote in large block letters, catching a crook, expert detectives. Who are expert detectives? Nishad and Maya Pandit. By appointment to the whole world. Actually, the people write down, like maybe detectives write down that who has appointed them. Now, Maya and Nishad are not appointed by anybody. So that's why they are saying by appointment to the whole world, because they think that that's their responsibility to bring truth in front of whole world. Then I began writing. About half an hour later, I turned towards Seven, who was lying on his tummy, as you can see in the picture, chin cupped in his palms, reading comics. Want to hear what I have written? I asked. You can see in the picture, the girl is writing, boy is there on the bed. And then she asked that, do you want to know what I am writing? He looked up questioningly. I have listed all the facts we know about Mr. Nath, which might help us to trap him. Want to hear? Seven nodded. Nodded means moving his head, telling that yes, he wants to. Fact number one, I read, his name is Mr. Nath. We must discover his first name. Now, see, we don't know what is his actual name, means first name. Nath is second name, surname, you can say. So, we must discover what is his first name. Do you think that's his real name, Maya? Nishad asked. No, Nishad is saying that if you really think that he is a criminal, then don't you think he must be living there with a false name? Do you think that's his real name, Maya? Nishad asked. Probably not, I said. Most crooks have an alias. Alias means having other name, having false name, under they, try to save themselves, hide their real name. So most of the criminals have an alias. I added a big question mark after not. Means while making the notes, she placed a question mark in front of the name of Nath. Now, fact number two, I read on. The tenants at Shankar House say he's mad, strange, and unfriendly. Now, one more fact she has found. So, they both are talking about some facts which who has noted down. Maya has noted down. Fact number two: the tenants at Shankar House say he is mad, strange, unfriendly. Now they do have one more fact that maybe that man means Mr. Nath is a very strange and mad person. So this is the second fact. This is the second thing we know about Nath. Number three, he doesn't talk to anyone and is mannerless. Now, number three point is that he hardly talks to anybody, and then he is not social person. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. But he did talk to us, Maya, and Mama says he's very polite. Nishad interrupted. Now Nishad is challenging the information collected by Maya, because he says that of course he hardly talks to anyone, but he talked to us when we tried to enter his room. And Mama also says that he is very polite. He only talked to us because He had to, I said. And since he was under Mama's medical treatment, he had to be polite. Now Maya gave the reasons that why he had to talk. First reason is he had to talk to us because he is like he didn't have any other option. And second thing is, as Mama is treating him, so that's why he had to be polite with our mother. Now, fact number 4, he doesn't receive any letters. 7 nodded in yes. Number 5, he has been living in room number 10 of Shankar house for more than a year. So now our fact, which we were thinking that he is in hospital, has proved to be incorrect. He is not living in clinic. He is living in some lodge, some hotel, or maybe somebody else home where he has rented a room, and he lives in a room number 10 in Shankar house for more than a year. I continued. Number 6, he doesn't work and sits in room all the day. Then number 7, the kids in Shankar house and even some of the grown-ups are scared of him. Now 7 number point is also important, that people who are living in Shankar house, they all feel scared of that man because he looks strange, he behaves strange, and he is not a social person. Number 8, he has no visitors except for a spectacled, fair, fat man who visits him on Sundays for lunch. Now, point number 8 is he doesn't have any visitors. Only one visitor is there who wears spectacles, who is fair man, fat man, who visits him on Sundays. Number 9, food and tea are taken to his room by Ramesh from restaurant downstairs. So this is the point, and he doesn't care what he eats, pays his bill immediately and tips well. That ends my list. Have I forgotten anything? 7. Now Nishad had obviously not been paying too much attention to my list of facts. All he actually he was not paying attention to what Maya was saying. All he could say was, poor man, Maya, must be so lonely if he doesn't have any friends. Now they both have discussion on this thing, that who is Mr. Nath, and Maya made a list of it. But Nishad was not paying attention when she made a list of the facts. All he could say was, poor man Maya, he must be so lonely. As I told you earlier also, that Nishad is somewhat sensitive person, emotional one. He is just worried about Mr. Nath's thin appearance, and he also now thinks that he is alone, living alone. He doesn't have any friends. How can a crook have friends, idiot? I almost shouted. At least he has one friend, the one who meets him on Sundays. A brilliant thought occurred to me just then. That man must be Mr. Nath's accomplice. Accomplice means a helper in crime or a partner in crime. In crime, I said, maybe he keeps all the loot. Loot means all the money, all the things which they have stolen. That is called loot. He keeps all the loot and he comes now and then to give part of it to his partner, Mr. Nath, for expenses. That's it. I am sure I'm right. Now she has reached on the conclusion that maybe that person who visits him, he is criminal partner in crime. If you insist on calling him criminal, I don't think I want to discuss anything with you, Maya, said Nishad angrily. Now Nishad got angry. He said that if you again and again call that person, means Mr. Nath, a criminal, I am not going to talk to you and I don't want to discuss anything. He can't be such a bad man if he gives Ramesh such generous tips. If he gives extra money to Ramesh because he is serving him, generous means kind. So if he gives kind tips to Ramesh, how can he be a bad man? Ramesh probably knows something about his past. Now see, Maya is all the time just doubtful about Mr. Nath. Now she says that maybe he gives Ramesh money because Ramesh knows something about him. And so Mr. Nath must be bribing him. Maybe he has to give him bribe so that he will keep his mouth shut. Ramesh will keep his mouth shut. To bribing him to keep quiet, I said. Nishad glared at me with his arms tightly crossed across his chest. Now Nishad was getting furious. He was getting more angry. He glared. Glared means he was looking continuously at me, tightly crossed arms across his chest, and he was very angry. I was beginning to get fed up with him, and I didn't like his unsupportive behavior. He was not supportive at all. How can we make any progress without our investigations if you take that attitude, Seven? Now she said that if you will if you have already decided that Nishad is not sorry, Mr. Nath is not a criminal, then why are we doing investigations? How will we reach at some point that he is a criminal or he has done something wrong? So Maya is worried about investigations because Seven is not giving any support. I'll cooperate. I'll cooperate only if you give up this idea about him being an escaped crook. Now Seven said that of course I will support you, but please don't declare it in before getting some proof that Mr. Nath is a criminal. You haven't got any proof. So please stop saying him a criminal or escaped. Escaped means who had run away from somewhere. You really make me angry. Now Seven said, you are making me angry by saying him criminal again and again. I almost hit him. I make you angry? You stupid off? I shouted. You make me mad. What is the point of all these inquiries if he is not a crook? Why we are trying to investigate something if you think that he is not a crook? If you think he is nobody, what's the idea of bothering about him? Please tell me. Then why are you trying to find out who is Mr. Nath if you don't want to reach on any conclusion? Nishad looked thoughtful. I had liked to find out why he is so thin and why he is so lonely. Nishad now gave the reasons. He said that I want to make investigation because I just want to find out why he's lonely and why he's thin. I want to know why he doesn't have any friends and lives alone. This is the only reason. I don't want to prove that he is criminal. Try to understand Seven, I told him. If he has lived in Shankar house for a year and hasn't made any single friend, there is something wrong. He is obviously scared that someone will recognize him and give him up to the cops. So now Maya is stick to her point that if he is not making any friend, if he doesn't visit anybody, it means something is wrong. He is scared of going out because he thinks that if somebody will recognize him, if somebody will identify him, they may give him up to the cops and he might get arrested. So maybe that's why he is living alone. He is living a lonely life. Maya. No one has tried to make friends with him. Now Nishad said it's not that he doesn't want to make friends. It's just that nobody wants to be his friend. Nishad protested. Now he stood against Maya. He opposed the point which Maya was saying. Why should anyone bother? You have seen what a nasty bear he is. Why would anybody come to him and talk to him? I said. And you have seen how bad he looks. Nasty bear means how dirty he looks. Who will go and make a friendship with him? So it's not possible. Nishad is against Maya. Nishad doesn't want Maya to declare that Mr. Nath is criminal. Now, Maya said that why would anybody make him a friend because he looks so dirty? I don't care, said Nishad stubbornly. Stubbornly means in a firm manner. He is now rude. He said, I don't care, I like him and I am going to try and be his friend. Friends with a crook? Ha, you are crazy, Seven. I said the cops will take you to the jail with him. Do you want that to happen, you idiot? Now, Nishad declared that he is going to him. He want to be Mr. Nath's friend because he likes him. But Maya is stopping him and saying that, do you think being a friend of a crook is going to help you? Police will come. Police will arrest you along with that crook, Mr. Nath. Don't you think you are idiot? Nishad merely glared at me and quietly walked out of the room. My theories seem to have made no impression on him at all. Now, my theories means why my investigation, my discoveries, Maya's discoveries did not make any effect on Nishad because he just wanted to be friend of Mr. Nath and he left the place and went away.